Okay, welcome back. All right, so you guys see the town of Darkbrew's Rest laid out before you. You're actually coming in this gate right here, through the gates, and what you see is basically just like a giant open courtyard here, kind of like this row of government buildings here with a fence behind them. Obscuring more of the smaller houses back here. None of these, as far as what you can tell when you walk in, you're looking at almost it's barracks-like. There's very little single dwellings. It very much looks like a good analogy would be what you guys would like down on 4th Street in Boothby Square. Like, those buildings, they're all this close together. They're all like 2 or 3 stories.
I don't think that was a very good reference, Dom. No one's gonna know what that is.
No. I'm just talking for you guys. Yeah. But yeah, so basically it's, think of them as townhouses or barracks housing or hotel housing or that kind of thing.
I also want to point out this map that looks like it came straight out of a textbook for which plantation or which colony?
It was very, very loosely based on Plymouth Plantation, basically the triangle shape.
Yeah, Dom Gin Master drew this by
I did
himself.
So anyway, you guys enter through, and a guard stops you at the gate. And he starts to, he sees you approaching, and he starts to get into guard puffing up and guard, official. Then he sees the uniforms, identifying who you are, and he kind of relaxes a little bit. And he says to you, "Oh, it's you guys. I was wondering when you guys were going to get here." And he holds out his hand to you, Kelwin, and shakes it. And he goes, "Oh, my name's Weller Preet. I'm the constable here at Darkbrew's Rest." And he's a tall human, stocky, wide barrel-chested human. And he's looking down at you, but not looking down at you. And he says, welcome to Darkbrew's Rest. Is this the one that's been giving us some trouble?
I stare.
And he points at Lyric. Yeah.
I stare at the elf just for a long time. Look back at Constable, what's his face?
Weller.
Weller.
Constable Weller.
Weller Preet.
That it is.
All right. Well, we'll take care of her. And he goes over and calls over. Oh.
Can we have our net back? And the rope's ours too. So.
He calls over 3 of the guards manning the tower at the gate of the part of the Darkbrew Vigilance. And, you see them. They have their tan tabards when you guys are black, and they kind of look at you with unease, kind of like just kind of sizing you up, and you get that, they don't look so tough kind of vibe from them. But they take they untie the net around Lyric and hand it back to you in your ropes, and then they rebind her feet and lead her away. To what you see is looks like a combination constable hall / jail in the corner, away from the rest of this big open field where all these large towers are, which don't look like guard towers. They look more like fancy residences. And go on.
I was just gonna say, so that means we're divvying up her stuff.
If you want, yeah. I mean, we can always use. We have a program. We have a thing. We will.
This wasn't to constable. This was just the group of the coin purse, the bow, the swords, whatever the armor probably.
Shouldn't we turn the coin purse in?
No, he said we could keep our spoils.
Yeah, you can keep. So Weller basically tells you that if you hand the gold, hey, what should we do with this? And Weller's like, well, Any coin is yours. Any weapons are yours. But if the weapons are serviceable, you can always turn them in at the Darkbrew Vigilance Exchange, and they'll buy them off you for, not full price, or obviously, but it's getting some coin for them is better than carrying around a bunch of old weapons or whatever. So it's up to you. If you want to keep the weapons, you can. If you want to turn them in and get some coin for them, that's fine too. We're always looking for swords and bows.
Funny. It's just what we found.
Well, so yeah, so it's up to you. And well, Ovin will show you around. I'm sure he's been eager for you guys to show up. So as have we all. We've heard a lot about you guys and wondering how you're gonna fit into our little adventure here.
I'm sure we'll manage. Where's Ovin?
Looks like it. He takes you over to so there's next to one of the towers. They're just kind of, everything looks like it's just on the final stages of construction. The outside's done. It's now like trying to make everything pretty, planting what little small plants will grow around here.
Is it all like timber construction or like sandstone?
It is not timber construction nor sand.
Okay.
It is very odd because it is. It looks like, and you would definitely recognize this, Kelvin. It looks like dwarven architecture.
I have stone cutting, I think.
But well, it's funny because it's not stone cutting. It looks very much like dwarven architecture, but everything is made with. It has that dwarven precision. But instead of stone, it's an adobe kind of
Acrobat Premiere.
Yes. Everything's made out of Adobe Acrobat Premiere. You can combine the buildings into one building if you'd like.
They're constructed in layers.
Yeah. And so even though they look like dwarven buildings, they don't, because they're basically Adobe or sand. Not really sandstone, but cob, I guess, would be a better. If you've ever seen the building material cob, it's like straw and mud. The roofs are all straw. There are some timbers, really corner
few.
timbers, really few. And you can tell they've probably been gathered from what you guys have been into. And you're in the foothills to the mountain range right now. And if you look up at the base of the mountains, that does start to get a bit more tree-like. But the trees aren't tall, and they definitely will go away as you get further north in the mountains. But there is some small timber to be had in the area, but mostly the buildings are made of adobe and some timber and straw. The walls are the same, so very thick, but definitely looks sturdy, definitely looks well built, definitely looks, you can say, aside from the material, you could be like, yeah, dwarf built this. And the people milling about, you see a lot of dwarves, humans, half elves. You see some merchants with kind of like, think of it as a farmer's market kind of thing, like in this area here. There's a big statue of a sun elf with his hands open, basically in a welcoming gesture.
What's that made of?
That just looks like a nice sandstone carving. And the streets where these dots are, these are basically boulevards. Those are like low bushes in the middle of the boulevards. This big square or hexagon is laid with like cobblestone, sandstone. So, and the rest is kind of like, you can tell an effort has been made to grow grass, but it's basically dirt. So you walk up to one of the towers where you see some dwarves planting little shrubs around the base of one of these towers and just putting the finishing touches up. And you see one dwarf just kind of like leaning on a shovel, and another dwarf like on his knees, like planting, muttering to himself. And Weller brings you up to the two dwarves and says, Ovin, they're here. And the dwarf on the shovel looks at you, and then the guy planting the shrub turns around, looks up at you and goes, oh, great, you're here. And he gets up and he like dusts himself off and holds out his hand and says, oh, hey, Ovin Darkbrew, damn glad to meet you. He shakes your hand, and then he goes to Winter's hand and shakes his hand. Ovin Darkbrew, damn glad to meet you. And he does the same thing for all five of you. He's very enthusiastic, very happy to meet you. And he goes, "Oh, so you must have caught the scorpion." And Weller just kind of looks at you and goes, "That's what the people have been calling her."
More like a bee, but yes.
Oh, good. I knew you could. I had faith in you guys. I knew you could do it. You got here unscathed. It was a good trip. Your first.
Don't I have like blood on the side of my armor from getting like gored by a boar?
Well, you probably do, but he's just very excited. He's not really noticing anything.
That's fair.
So he does see. He does just kind of notice that.
I just wanted to make sure that there was a disconnect between what he's saying and what is actually like presenting.
Okay, yeah. No, thanks for reminding me about that. All right. Well, I assume you guys want to get cleaned up or you want to get drunk. Okay, we can do that. And then he starts telling you about, showing you around like of all the taverns in town, and points to his own. There's a building across the opposite corner here, and that's the Darkbrew brewery and tavern. And then there's another tavern over here, and there's other people opening up taverns around, and you'll be able to find anything you want. And you look around and you notice that almost everything is Darkbrew Inn, Darkbrew Tavern, Darkbrew Apothecary, Darkbrew Smithery, Darkbrew Bakery. There is one small, like little cafe style thing attached to the Darkbrew Tavern that is a very little cute outdoor cafe, and that says Henny's Hideaway. So you're looking around, and you definitely get a feeling like, okay, this guy, and you recall, I forget, I think it was during one of the pre-game sessions where someone said,
I think that was me and Winter, or it could have been both sessions. I don't know.
Yeah, when Giles said, guy never meant anything he didn't want to put his name on, and that rings back, that rings very true to you. But he seems very nice. He seems very enthusiastic and excited about what he's doing here. And then he kind of brings you around and he shows you the score. He's like, this is going to be the marketplace. Soon, hundreds, hopefully thousands of people will be streaming in from all three cities to do all their trading and negotiating here. And then he points to like an amphitheater that's a little bit up here. And that's an amphitheater that's been dug into the ground, and is like, we're going to have entertainment, and we're going to have great food, and it's going to be just a melting pot for all three cities, and they only have to travel half the distance. And so so let me show you to your quarters. So he's kind of giving you a tour as you walk around, and you notice there's these towers are basically very nice taverns. They could be rented out to a large single royal family or something like that. These are taverns and inns for people to stay very nice. This looks very much like more government buildings, but there are still, definitely lodgings here. And then as you kind of go in here, the buildings get smaller, a little bit more run down. There's stables here, and this is kind of more the trade district. This is where you'll get your, this is where you find your blacksmiths and your tanners. And
is that where the quartermaster is?
Yeah, in fact, the quartermaster, the exchange, is right here. Let me get the smaller pointer. And right behind the right here, this is the blacksmith right here. Right here is the tannery, I believe. Yep, so it's kind of stinky down here. But here is the exchange. And then right behind the exchange, in a small little building, he brings you around the tannery and opens the doors and says, "Welcome to your new home." And it's definitely like out of the way. It's in the corner, but it's maybe one of the smaller buildings in the town. But you're not sharing it with anybody. It's just you five.
Do we each get our own room?
You each get your own room. There is a full like kind of common area. There's a big big stove, big hearth for cooking. There's kind of like weapon racks along the back walls. It's like a good like 35 by 25 by 40 room.
Is there a sixth room that's empty?
There's actually room for 8 upstairs.
Oh.
And there's also a trap door on the side, kind of near the hearth, that you assume leads to a basement. So, so you are in your room. I assume you guys want to check out your rooms, or do you want to get cleaned up, or?
I'll just
What's in the basement? Let's go see what's in the basement. Anyone want to go to the basement?
Okay. So at least Lucky opens the trap door, and there is a set of stairs going down into the basement.
I go down.
This odd glow is coming up from the basement as you descend the stairs. This kind of like bizarre greenish. And as you walk down, it's not huge. I mean, there's enough for. And as you're going downstairs, Oven says, we don't. None of the buildings except yours, my home, and the constables. We're the only ones that have basements.
I was like going up the stairs about to drop my stuff off, and Lucky's like, basement, and starts going down. And I just like, what the hell are you doing?
Don't you want to see what's in the basement? Are you curious?
Yes, but I figured we'd give like a respectable amount of time before we went. And fuck it.
Why?
Whatever.
Okay. So you guys do all you guys go to the basement?
Sure.
All right. So you all go to the basement.
Let's take this train wreck down there.
It's not as big. It's not as big as like the entire floor plan of the house. It's about half the size. The other half is like, half basement. It's like half high, and then it's kind of like almost like just a root cellar kind of stuff. So there's these sacks for provisions and root vegetables and that kind of thing, bottles of wine and mead. On the other side, you see a glowing circle, and it is. I'm hearing an echo. Is somebody? Oh, whatever. So it's a glowing circle. It has runes in it, but it looks incomplete. There's a very, very old sun elf, kind of bent over this circle, drawing runes and designs into the floor with a special paint that glows, and he looks up at you, and this has got to be the oldest elf any of you have ever seen.
Does he look like the guy the statue's based after?
No.
Okay.
Did Oven come with us to the basement?
Yes, he did. Okay. Oh no, he didn't come down to the basement. He's still upstairs.
Okay.
Oven, you've got a guy down here.
Yeah. Don't worry about him. He's just working on your teleportation circle. It takes a while. That's just Venzo. And Venzo kind of looks up at you, scowls. Can you please let me get back to my work? And he just goes down and starts doing the runes again and doesn't pay you guys any mind.
So is he like when we need to divvy up loot, we can just Venzo each other like a few silvers?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
What's the opposite of inspiration die?
I think he gives his back.
I do have one, right? From the roll.
Oh yeah, you do. You have
I no longer have one.
No, you can keep it. Gonna have to be more careful with my names from now on.
No. It's good.
Okay.
Just know whatever you name them, someone is going to find something humorous.
Yep, that's true.
So
I'm just gonna go.
Don't bother trying to avoid it.
Right, from now on, every character you're gonna meet is gonna be named Bigasticus. So.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Okay, so he kind of just goes back to work and completely is completely ignoring you. So.
Do we see anything else in this basement?
No, just a typical basement. Mostly it's the circle and then all that stuff kind of in the root cellar behind you.
Just your typical basement with an ancient
Can I
elf
roll an
drawing.
investigation check?
Yeah, I mean everybody has an ancient elf making a teleportation circle in their basement.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Should I roll investigation just to double check, or are you pretty much telling us?
You can roll investigation if you'd like.
I think we should drink.
18.
Okay. You have investigated thoroughly and decided that this is the only stuff down here.
Okay. Cool.
So lucky.
Hey, anyone want to go find their room?
Let's go.
I was in the process of doing that when you went and interrupted Venzo.
I know, but look, now we have a Venzo.
I mean, we haven't before.
I don't know if it's ours.
We know. He seemed really nice.
He
Does-
seemed
does
about as nice as
Venzo-
I do.
Live with us, or is he just visiting to paint the circle?
Also, yeah.
No, he just
He's the old man that lives in our basement.
is anyone who's the last up the ladder?
I will be.
Okay. You're heading up the ladder and you hear somebody above, you hear Lucky above say, hey, does he, oh no, you hear Nayoka above say, Nakoya above say to Oven, hey, does he live with us? Or, and you hear Oven say, no, he has to come in. It takes a year to make the teleportation circle. So he's been coming in every day to do it. And then Winter, you kind of see the room get a little bit brighter and you turn around and Venzo's gone.
Oh,
Winter, you coming?
Yeah, I'm coming. And then I just, carry on.
so Oven, you said he's just started coming in, or he has been coming
No,
in
he
for the
has
past
been.
year? Okay.
He's got a couple more months to go. But yeah, but he
Really?
comes in every day to work on it. Yeah.
Does he have like a
Okay.
key or something?
He doesn't need one.
He just pops in and out.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna drop my stuff off.
All right. Before you guys get settled in, I'm going to give you I'm going to pay you advance for the first the season. So he hands each of you 90 gold.
Ooh.
Here you go. This is, and then just that's for services rendered for the past week and for the next however many 2 months and 3 weeks. And then he says, so I'm hope to break bread with you later. I'll be at the Darkbrew Tavern if you want to stop in and have a drink, or you can decide, you can find any tavern you'd like. And I will be coming in, I'll be stopping by probably tomorrow morning or the next day to let you know what your next mission is going to be. Other than that, just get to know the town, get to know your neighbors. And if there's anything else, you can ask me. You can ask any of the Darkbrew Vigilance. I'm sure they'd be happy to meet you.
Do you mind if we thoroughly test your ale before you arrive?
No, of course not.
Good.
Okay, and he leaves you to get settled in, unless somebody had more
Wait,
questions.
before he goes, I just want to ask, so what's going to happen to that elf we brought in?
I don't know. Everything actually happened so fast. I'm gonna rewind a little bit. And as they're dragging Lyric away, she does kind of look at you, Kelwyn, and just kind of whisper, "Thank you for sparing me." And that's what she says before they drag her away.
I just scowl.
Probably. So Oven says, I don't know yet. We're going to interrogate her and see what she knows. And, maybe she'll be imprisoned. Maybe she'll be executed. Maybe she'll be useful.
See what she knows.
Well, she's been out there hunting.
She probably knows what those fucking spider eel things were.
Yeah. Oh, spider eels. Oh, yeah, Nagoni hatchlings. You're lucky you just ran into the hatchlings.
Yeah, that's what Lucky said.
Yep.
How big
yeah,
does an adult get?
Big.
Like,
Bigger, and he points to, I think Lucky's the tallest of the group. At 6'1".
6'1".
You're a tall cat.
Oh God.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. They're very, her rate, the tabaxi is very tall.
6'1", 165.
Yeah.
Black shiny fur.
Little kitty.
Mr.
Yeah, so
Mistopheles.
think who else? What else you got? I
I'm
don't have the heights.
4'10", so I don't think
Yeah,
I'm.
Yeah, I'm 5'6".
I'm
Yeah.
6'6".
You're okay. So Winter's taller. Okay. So he points at Winter and goes, bigger than you. But they are standing on 8 legs or 6 legs. 8 legs,
Gross.
6 legs. Who knows?
Glad we ran into hatchlings.
Anyway, so unless there's any other questions, I'm gonna see about some finish planting the shrubbery, and then I'll hope to see you later. So, any more questions for Ovin?
No.
Okay.
As soon as he leaves, I'm just gonna. Did he call that building the Darkbrew Brewery?
Darkbrew Brewery. Yes.
Why not just the Dark Brewery? We'll run it by him. It's fine.
Have fun.
I'm gonna go drop my shit off, and we should divvy up the pouch of gold that we relieved the scorpion of. How much was in that pouch?
You have not counted it yet, but that's a good question. We're gonna say 350 gold.
Holy shit!
Oh wow.
Scorpion
She was
did
out there
alright
for a while.
for a time.
I'm gonna pull up a calculator because I can't divide that by 5.
Really, Brian?
Somebody
It's
math.
70 gold, I believe, right? 70
Yeah,
gold each?
it's
Yeah.
70.
I believe you,
Yeah.
but I want to punch it in the calculator and find out that I can't even punch it in right. I divided it by 7 because you guys said 70. It's fine.
350 divided by 5.
35, 5 into 35, and then add a 0.
Math.
Okay. Great. That was almost double our pay right there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
robbing is good.
all right. I'm gonna unpack and then I'm going to go to the tavern, and I hope we can all celebrate our first job well done as a
That sounds good.
group.
Drink,
First-
Wait, how much is in the
Yeah,
bag
Maya. Oh, sorry, what?
for each?
70 per person.
Woo! Daddy!
And the first round's on me.
Ooh.
See you guys there.
Hey, Valmaya,
Yeah.
which room are you taking?
This one.
Look, there's one right next to it. I'm
I
gonna be in the one next to
I
you.
don't have a map for your headquarters yet, but it's basically you walk up a staircase, it comes up to the hall, and then there's 4 rooms on each side.
I
But,
took the
do
one
we have an
furthest away
adjoining
from
door
the
in our-
stairs.
There's no adjoining doors; they're just their own rooms.
We share a bathroom in between us.
There's no
I can knock on the wall to say hi.
every room has its own tub and chamber pot. There are no
Ooh.
bathrooms there. There's an outhouse behind your. You share an outhouse. You share an outhouse with the exchange,
Ugh.
which is fortunately retail only, so there's no one living there at night.
I took the room furthest from the stairs on the left.
Okay. I'll be somewhere on the right. That way.
And I'll be right next to you.
Let's go drink.
Okay, let's go to the bar.
Pew, pew, pew.
What happened to Kelwin?
I think he was way ahead of us.
Oh yeah, I just dropped my shit off and went to the bar.
He's already
You have your you've got the. You going to the Darkbrew Brewery?
You know what? Yeah,
Yeah.
let's start there and then end
Wait.
up at the tavern for
Right.
dinner.
Okay.
Bar crawl.
Okay.
Yeah.
You also notice that there is a couple taverns that don't necessarily have like dark brew splashed across them, and there's the Darkbrew Inn, there's the Darkbrew Inn and Tavern, there's Henny's Hideaway. There is also the there's the Dwarf at Arms Tavern, and there's another one being built. It's not quite done yet, and there's no name on it, but so.
Let's go to the brewery.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kellen has to suggest a name change for them, so might as well take care of that first.
Cut to Kelwin like 7 drinks in, like like drunk at the bar. Like,
All right, so you guys are gonna go to the Darkbrew Brewery.
Sure thing.
Rats.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, you guys go to the Darkbrew Brewery, and you know what? I think we're gonna call it a night there. Just because that's a good stopping point.
Mhm.
And I know we have a hard out at 9 tonight, so yeah.
Yeah, we
we'll
could
do
get into
that.
some good role play at that point.
Yeah.
You'll have to.
Yeah.
You'll have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't want to start anything now,
Yeah.
and that'll give me a good chance to add some local color.
Ooh.
Brown.
Brown, yes.
We're in the
Tan, lots of
savannah.
brown and tan
Everything's
in it.
beige.
Yep. Everything's
Color
pretty
I can
much
see.
beige.
Straw and mud.
One more thing before we end it.
Fire-friendly
Uh,
beige.
You noticed that let me figure out which one the brewery is. Right there. Okay, so you noticed on your way to the brewery, when you first walked in, you didn't really see it because it is kind of positioned behind this tower, and it almost looks strategic. Whichever of the main gates you come in, you can't really see this structure right here, which is the only, not only the only tree in the town, but it's behind a wooden fence, which is the only real wood, and a very small, what looks like wooden farmhouse. And it's also wood. It looks very, very old, like it has been here long before the town. And now that you guys have come up here and you're headed here and you're going to the brewery, that's when you kind of notice it and see it.
Was this place built on like an oasis, or is there just did they have to drill? We have no idea about like
You'll have to ask
how they got
someone,
all
yep.
their water. Okay, that's
You'll
fine.
have to ask someone. Yep.
Maybe before Kelwin has a
Can we
billion
can we
drinks.
tell if that weird tree farmhouse combo is like guarded in any way?
It is not guarded. There's no guard standing around it. It looks old, but well kept. But it's a very tall fence, so you really can't see over the fence. You can kind of see the tree, and the tree is on the inside of the fence. And you can see the top of the house kind of poking up above the fence, like a story above the fence. But the fence itself is almost a story tall.
One
So.
last note keeping item. I'm just curious. So are we not tracking experience per se?
I am tracking experience personally. And
Okay.
thank you for reminding me. Because you did not kill Lyric, you are all level 3. So
Because
you got more experience for not killing her.
oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, between the little snaky things and Lyric and everything you faced last time, and for getting to Darkbrew, I'm bumping you guys to level 3. So just let me know what your new hit points are and what spells you choose.
I choose sword.
Yeah. Well, actually, Battle Master,
shit.
you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually.
So if you guys,
Oh, there it is! Yay! Wait a minute.
Oh man.
yeah, you guys get to choose your, you get to choose your college, Lucky.
Yay.
It's level 3. You guys get to choose what kind of class you guys are, what your branch is, and yeah, if you're gonna, I think Winter and Kelwin, you're both gonna be Battle Masters, right?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, but are you
Yeah.
having are you in the level management part?
I'm not, but I'm assuming it's not one of the archetypes that Wizards of the Coast gave to D&D Beyond for free. So if we want it, we probably
Yeah,
have
it's
to.
only doing the option for champion, so we're
Yep. We're
Okay,
gonna
well, you
have
can
to-
just let me know what you want to do, and we can go over it together and make sure you're there.
We'll figure it out. Okay,
We'll
I'm gonna
figure it out.
stop recording.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, just let me know by oh, I didn't sign out.
You can now.
Oh, well.
I haven't clicked the button yet.
Oh, I thought you stopped recording.
Not yet.
Okay, hey, thanks for joining us while we prattle on at the end of the game. You can learn more about us at rescuedbydragons.com. You can listen to our podcast, Tales of the Brunch Club, which is a fantasy fiction podcast that is based upon our other D&D campaign, Tales of the Brunch Club, and that live recording is available every Thursday after the Monday podcast. So yeah, thanks for joining us, and hope we'll be watched by you again.
Bye.